Okay, so just as a quick introduction before we introduce the program much more in detail. So we have organized this online webinar as we have received a lot of requests from the participants from a various diverse range of background, from students, faculties, researchers who want to work on research project for various reasons. Maybe students who want to just get some research experience before they apply for PhD or for their job roles. And we also have participants who want to complete a project to get a research publication done. And there are also participants who want to present their projects in poster presentation competitions or in symposiums as a part of their PhD work and so on. So we get a lot of requests for multiple objectives to work on a research project. So we have organized this short webinar so that we can introduce you to the program, that is OmicsLogic Biomedical Research Program, talk much more in detail about how the entire process it will be once you have enrolled in the program. That is, first of all, who is eligible for the program, what this program is all about, what are the various resources you get access to, what does the roadmap look like? Like a participant starts from training and then they proceeds to work on a project. So what exactly the timeline is going to be, how much duration it is going to be, what all support you get. And of course, one of the frequently asked questions is, what are some of the various ways we can showcase the research project once you complete it, right? These are some of the frequently asked questions. So we have just kept this online webinar to address all of that. So I'll just quickly stop sharing and then reshare my screen to take you to the research program brochure. Some of you might already be familiar with it, but for those of you who are new to the program, wants to know more about it, I'll just quickly take a moment to introduce you to the program. All right. So the OmicsLogic Bioinformatics and Data Science Research Program is a very comprehensive and innovative opportunity for students, researchers, and even high school students, and as well as citizen scientists, where they can work on a biomedical data science research project. Alongside that, they will be working with a mentor and get the online support from the mentor to complete a good quality research project, right? So now coming to what is the exact process of how the student starts from the program, how do they complete the research project? I'll just quickly take a few minutes to explain this process. So on my screen, you should be seeing the roadmap of how it works. So first of all, most of the students participants who want to work on a research project, they are completely new to the field of bioinformatics. A lot of the terms might be new to them. They might not be familiar with terms like what is transcriptomics, what is genomics, or what are the various analyses that they can carry out, right? So that is why the initial part is for the participants to undergo training, right? And this training, it will be in a specialized field. It could be genomics, data analysis. It could be in transcriptomic data analysis. It could be in metagenomic data analysis. Now, what each of these are, I'll be taking you through the training program in just a while so that you get familiar with the training part, how it is, right? What all are the training resources, how the training will be conducted, what will be the duration to complete a training program, all of that. But just as the start, this will be the very first step. That is, you complete the training, right? Once you complete the training, now you're well versed with a lot of the scientific terms and is now good to start working alongside the mentor on a research project. So initially, during the first meeting, you will be required to present your literature topic. After completing a literature review, you're required to submit your research proposal. Therein you detail what is the research area that you want to work on. Have you identified any topic? So there will be a short presentation with the mentor where you comprehensively explain all of this through slides, okay? And once the topic has been finalized, then you start with the analysis part. You'll be once again working alongside the mentor, improving the methodology and completing the analysis and interpreting the results that you have got. Now, once the analysis and the interpretation is over, Then you move on to the final step of the program, which is writing the report. So the writing the report part, it depends. If it is for a dissertation, it will take lesser duration. If it is for something like research publication, it will take a longer duration in that format. Okay, but the final step is always submitting the report and the presentation, which will be reviewed by the mentor further to improve the quality of the written work that you have done, so that when you're presenting it in your network, it will be in a good format. Right. Now coming to the question that who all can enroll in this program. So the program is open to a diverse range of participants. We have participants coming from the computer science background. We have had students from Max field who want to transition to biomedical field. So we have students from statistics field. So we accept a diverse range of students, as well as from the educational background as well. We have also had high school students working on projects. We still do have some of the high school students who are working on the research projects as part of their objective to compete in poster presentation competitions, right? So as you can see, the opportunity is open for undergraduates, postgraduates, PhD students, postdoctoral researchers, scholars, professors, teaching assistants, instructors from academic institutions, as well as even working professionals, right? Now coming to the key features, like what all are the features of the program. So as I mentioned, initially, the training will be asynchronous, meaning that you will be required to go through the lecture videos and complete the various coursework as a part of your training period. Now, once that is done, you will be able to start working on the research project. And to do this, there are two options. You have no code pathway, and there is also code pathway, right? If you're someone who's interested to integrate coding as well in your project, that is also possible. You have the option to do it in R programming or in Python programming. And if you're someone who is okay with the no code option, then we have several other open source alternatives, as well as the 𝒑𝒏 platform that you get complimentary access to. Okay. And throughout the duration of the research program, you have the complete online support through email, as well as once you enroll in the program, a Skype group will be created for you, where you alongside and the teaching assistants and the mentors will be part of the group. So if at all you have any questions that you have while working on the project, you can post them. So this is in addition to the live sessions that you will be having, right? So you have the complete online support. And if you're someone who's working for research publication, you get complete mentor guidance to improve your project quality as well, so including reviewing the manuscript as well as the project presentation. And finally, once you complete the program, you get number of certificates depending on the program and the duration that you've enrolled in. So for example, if you have completed the training program on transcriptomics, you will be able to get certificates related to the program. I'll be walking you through these in just a little bit while. And as well as when you complete the research program, you will get a certificate of excellence, as well as the project will be published on our website. And you can showcase that URL on your resume, or you can share it on your LinkedIn profile, as well as on 𝒑𝒑𝒐𝒏 to show your project work. Okay. And you also get opportunity to showcase your project to a diverse range of the members from our community who are enthusiasts in bioinformatics and data science as well. Okay, now coming to what are the various specialization tracks. Now this is something that is of a confusion to a lot of students, like what will be the topic that we could work on. So you are free to choose the specialization that you want to do. If you're someone who is interested to work with infectious disease data set, then you feel free to do so. We also accept students who are interested to work on projects related to agriculture, precision medicine, metabolic disorders, neuroscience, oncology, immunology, and one of the most popular ones amongst the students nowadays is the astrobiology or the space omics, right? So these are all the specialization tracks. Now, these are some of the glimpses into the various publications and preprints that students have done from our previous cohort of students. And you can take a look at all of this. I'll be sharing this brochure with you in the chat box in just a while. So you can go through all of this to understand what what their project looks like, what they have done, what all analysis they have completed, and so on. Okay. Now, that is all that I wanted to cover in the introduction part. Now, this is another option when you're doing the research program. If you're someone who's interested to work on the project independently, you can choose to do so. If you are a student who want to work with your peers, there are a group of, let's say, 2 or 3 students who want to work on the project together on the same topic, you feel free to do so as well. So there is a group project opportunity as well as a independent project opportunity. So it's a flexible option depending on your interest. Okay. So any questions so far based on I have covered any of the topics before I get to the next part? So in my next part, I want to introduce you to the platform wherein all the resources for your training will be made available. And I want to show you how you can navigate this platform and take a look at it and experience it yourself as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat box, and I'll be happy to take them. Okay, I guess there are no questions. Okay, I'll move on to the next part. So this is the OmicsLogic Learn platform. Many of you might be familiar with it. We have several of the workshop participants who are there. We also have new participants who have joined the webinar. So all of them, okay, we have one question. Shreya is interested in learning how to apply machine learning to biomedical imaging analysis. Sorry?
कुछ नहीं ठीक हूँ फिर हो रहा है बस
Okay. Okay, so then I'll get back to the question. Shreya is interested in machine learning. Yes, I'll cover that part as well. There is a coursework on biomedical data science using Python, but the difference is there we will be focusing on omics data, not imaging analysis. Okay, so this is the main platform, which is an online interactive learning platform. If you are completely new to it, I would like to request all the participants to take a moment to create an account here so that I can show you how the programs are structured and what all are the resources that you will be getting access to when you enroll in the research program. All right. And once you have completed setting up your profile on the portal, please put a yes in the chat box so that I know I can proceed ahead. I'll take a quick moment to explain. So once you're on the sign up page, you can click on create an account option that you see here, enter your name, email ID, password. You can also create an account using any of your existing social media handles, whether that is Google account, Facebook account, Apple account, GitHub account, or even Twitter. And then you can directly log in. And if you already have an existing account, just click on login now, enter your existing email ID, password, and click on sign in. Okay, now I'll just wait for just a couple of seconds. Please put a yes if you would like me to move to the next topic. Okay, Rubjani says she already has an account. Perfect. Thank you, Pavani. Thank you, Dr. Aruna. Thank you, Shreya. We have few responses. Now, if you're facing any issues in accessing your old account or something, you can directly click on the forgot password here, and an email will be sent to you where you have the option to reset your password and log in as well. Okay, I have some responses in the chat box, so I believe I can proceed to the next step. Okay. Okay. So once you log in, the very first interface that you might be seeing is the courses page, right? Before I take you to the training program aspect, just a quick thing is to set up your profile so that it's completed and it looks professional. So you can click on the blue bar that displays your name and it will take you to your profile settings. You can click on the profile button here and you can enter your name, add a background information about your educational background, research interest, link your social media handles, and once all of this is done, your profile will be 100% completed. Okay, so that's just a quick about the setting up your profile part. Now coming to the, what are the various training that you can opt for under the research. So you, as I mentioned, you will be required to specialize in a specific omics field before you work on a research project. So as I mentioned, it could be genomics, it could be transcriptomics, it could be metagenomics. If you're someone who's interested in coding, then you can go for the coding aspect. So this is where I believe for Shreya, it will be useful for you. That is the Python program. And all the training programs, they follow a similar format. So I'll just quickly open up one of this. Now, the interface that might be visible to you might be different from what you might be seeing at my end. Since I'm already enrolled in the workshop, I've enrolled in the workshop so that I can show you the various resources. But let me quickly take a moment to stop sharing my screen and show you what it looks like before you enroll. Okay. Okay, on my screen, I've taken the example of the Transcriptomics program since it's one of the most popular among the participants, right? So this might be the interface that you might be seeing. Several levels are displayed. There are several session topics that are mentioned. So the format of any of the training program, if you open, it will be the same. It is divided into 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Okay, so what are these levels? And what are the differences between each of these levels? So the main difference is that the duration and the topics covered. So for someone who's completely new, they will be starting with the beginner level by default. And as you're progressing, you'll be covering much more increasingly complex topics in the intermediate and in the advanced level. Okay, and the duration will also be different. For beginner level, it will be for a period of 30 days. For intermediate level, for a period of a total of 2 months. That will include the resources from the beginner level as well. And for the advanced level, it will be for a period of 3 months in total. Okay, so now this is the interface that you might be seeing, right? Now I'll quickly show you what it looks like once you enroll in the training program. Let me stop sharing and reshare again. All right. So as I mentioned, the 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, advanced. So now what are the resources, training resources you will be going through in the initial part of the research program? So for someone to enroll in the research program, the initial requirement is that they are supposed to complete at least till the intermediate level of the training program. And within each of the levels, there are a total of 6 sessions. So you'll be completing 6 in the beginner level and 6 in the intermediate level. So it will be a total of 12 sessions. Now you might be asking, what do you mean by the sessions? So session comprises multiple learning resources. These include lecture recordings, so they are pre-recorded and they are made available on the platform. And these recordings can range anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes, depending on the topic that is being covered by the mentor at that point. And in the initial sessions, you are briefly introduced to the field, and then you slowly start with the training on the analysis part. So all the resources are available in this format. There are associated lessons that you're required to go through. And these lessons, they're taken from specific coursework that is available under the program, course, and project library. I'll take you through these aspects as well in just a while. Okay, so as you can see, there are multiple resources, learning resources. including lecture recordings, associated lessons. There are supplementary reading materials. So if you're someone who is curious to explore the topic that is being covered, but maybe a little bit much more in depth, that is why the mentor has mentioned some additional reading materials. Okay. And these include articles, research publications, and so on. All right. And this is how you will be progressing throughout. So this is just for the example of transcriptomics, where you're introduced to the next generation sequencing, then you are introduced to what are the various public repositories where this data is made available, and then you are slowly introduced to the RNA-seq analysis workflow, like such as exploratory data analysis, downstream analysis, biological interpretation, pathway annotation, and so on. Okay, now coming to the coursework, what does the coursework looks like? I'll start with the example of the transcriptomics course as well itself. Now the coursework are very comprehensive. Just a second. Okay. Now the coursework, they are very comprehensive. There are approximately for transcriptomics around, I believe, 18 lessons. Yeah. In total, 18 lessons are there that you will be required to go through during your training period to get a hold of the various analysis that is being covered, as well as the scientific concepts that are being taught. Okay, so this is to supplement your learning experience while watching the lecture recording. So the process will be that you go through the lecture recordings and then you go through the coursework. Each of the lessons, the required lessons that you're required to go through have also been made available within each of the lessons as well, so that it's easy for you to focus. Okay, and now the coursework, it comprises of various learning aspects, such as there are assignments, there are quizzes, there are also explanations for the various pipelines that you're required to carry out, various analysis. So for example, the coursework utilizes the open source alternatives such as Linux, Galaxy, FastQC, and so on. And also you also get the training how to use the TBA-Info platform, which is a complimentary access you get access to. And this is how you can take a look at the coursework as well. I'll just quickly open one of it. And within the lessons, there are also some short tutorials as well. This will be different from the lecture recordings that are available on the program page. Okay, so just as a point of information. Yeah. So within the lessons, there are short tutorials as well, and there are some assignments, some exciting facts that you can read through and understand the topics. So this is a free lesson. You are free to go through to get an idea of what the rest of the lessons looks like. Okay. Now this is for the transcriptomics aspect, right? Now coming to the other programs. Let me close this real quick. Okay. So now this is the one that I showed for transcriptomics. Now, if you're someone who's interested in genomics, so I did hear that a lot of the participants are interested to work in the genomics field. So this will be the program that will be of relevance to you. So here also we cover various topics, like you're introduced to the Human Genome Project, the various genomic technologies and sequencing methods. So all of these topics are once again supported by lecture videos, and there are associated lessons and extra additional tutorials or reading materials to supplement your learning experience. And we cover topics such as multiple sequence alignment, phylogenetic analysis, on R programming, and so on, right? And here also, the program course and project library, under that, the coursework will be different as is the program on genomics. Here you get access to the genomics coursework, epigenomics coursework, and some example projects. Now, these example projects are different from the coursework in the sense that whatever basic foundation that you're learning through the coursework, you're able to apply it into a real life research topic, such as it could be on COVID, it could be on Ebola virus, it could be on enterovirus, malaria infection, and so on. Okay, so these are the example projects and the coursework. Whenever you complete a coursework, you get coursework or the example project, you get a certificate for that particular coursework or the example project. And similarly, whenever you complete a particular level of the program, so for example, when you complete the beginner level, you get a certificate for that as well. So as a part of the research program, like I mentioned, The participants are required to complete the 12 sessions, training sessions, including beginner and the intermediate level. Okay, so that is for the genomics. Now, let me also briefly introduce you to the metagenomics. And for the Python program, the training will be a little bit different. The resources will be a little bit different. I'll get to that as well. Now coming to the metagenomics, so people who are interested in learning about the microbiome, this will be the program of their interest. So beginner level, intermediate level, you're introduced to the various sequencing techniques, about the various public repositories where metagenomic data is available, how to extract them, what are the various tools that are used to work with such data set, and what are the various analyses that you will be carrying out. All of that are explained within the metagenomics program. Now, under the program course and project library, once again, the coursework will be metagenomics, and the example projects are related to role of high-fat diet and obesity, on dietary fiber intake, and also one on psoriasis. So you have complete access to all the courses that are relevant to that training program under the program course and project library. Okay. Now, the final one, that is the Python. Let me introduce you to that. Now, here the resource will be a little bit different because it involves a lot of coding, right? Let me show. Okay. Okay, so it's similar in format that there will be pre-recorded lectures. You're required to go through relevant lessons, right? Now here, within the coursework, you will be learning the coding through Google Colab notebooks as well. Some of you might already be familiar with Google Colab notebooks, but just if you're completely new to the term of Google Colab notebook, I'll just quickly open one of the lessons and show you the format. So in the initial part, you are taught the basics of the coding, the explanations are there. So all of the coding, they are supplemented by what the output looks like and the interpretation of these outputs, right? And then towards the end, you are required to practice all of these coding under the practice category. So this is an example of a Google Colab notebook. Now, when you click on that, it redirects you to the Google Colab. Now, here is where you can practice the codes live. Whatever codes that have been explained within the lessons, you can practice it live. The data sets are also made available here through links and so on. So you'll be able to practice all of this live. And let's say you are getting stuck somewhere, you're not able to execute a particular code, then you can directly create a copy of this Google Colab notebook and reach out to the mentor through the email ID, and the mentor can take a look at it and resolve any questions that you might be having. Okay, so that is just one extra point that I wanted to cover under the training programs. Okay, so any questions so far before we move on to the next topic, wherein I want to introduce you to some of the previous projects that students have worked on that might help inspire your curiosity, perhaps. Maybe a lot of the students, sometimes they work on a project, but then they don't know what to do with it. So I believe this is where it will be helpful for participants to get an idea, some of the very unique and innovative ways that students have went on to showcase their projects to accomplish their various academic and professional goals. So that is what I want to cover. Any questions so far before I get to that point? Please feel free to put them in the chat box. Let me share the page link so that participants can also take a look at it. Okay, I've shared it in the chat box, but I've shared the link to the direct page where you can explore these various training programs. Take a look at what are the topics that are there. Take a look at the curriculum, what are the topics that are being covered. And the one that resonates with you, that is what you can choose for your research program and go ahead. Okay. And just a point, so at least intermediate level is the mandatory one. But if you're someone who's interested to opt till the advanced level, that is also possible. If you want to do a 3-month training instead of the 2-month, that is possible. You want to cover the advanced complex topics, then that's also possible. So Kalpana is asking, can we take both genomics and transcriptomics simultaneously? So yes, it is possible to do that, but it might be a little bit hectic. That is what we have noticed from the participants, that when they try to juggle lots of topics at the same time, it might be a little bit difficult. But of course, if you are able to handle it, maybe you can complete genomics first and then move on to transcriptomics, or start with transcriptomics and then complete the genomics program. You can request the team to pause your program as well in between. That works. So the idea behind the training program is that before you work on the research project, you are well versed in all of the analysis. And once you complete the training program, you're able to go through the scientific papers and understand a lot of these scientific concepts. Okay. I guess that's all from the participants. Now I'll just quickly take you to my slides and introduce you to the various ways that students have worked on. Okay, so just as a summary, the various specialization tracks that students can work on, right? It could be, like I mentioned, on agriculture. If you're someone who's interested to work in a bioinformatics project in agriculture field, or let's say in cancer, that is in oncology, or neuroscience, or astrobiology. So these are some of the topics that you can take a look at in the coming slides. So we have had a cohort of students from Systems Medicine graduate program who completed the biomedical data science using Python training so that they could work on machine learning projects to address various biomedical research questions. So these were based on, so as you can see, these were students who had worked on several fields, such as infectious diseases, metabolic disorders, neuroscience, psychiatric disorders, oncology, and so on. So all of their projects are also made available on the platform. I'll show you where you can have a look at their projects as well. And students have also joined, like I mentioned, to participate in poster presentation competitions and win exciting cash prizes in symposiums as well. So Uma was a PhD student who worked on a machine learning project for drug response prediction in lymphoma patients. And she went on to win the first prize in the symposium that we conducted. And this is an example of a student who went on to publish her research work, as she was interested to carry out her field in the, wanted to pursue PhD. So it was beneficial for her to gain research experience and also showcase it on her resume when she applies for PhD positions abroad. Now, if you're someone who's interested to work on cancer-related projects, so this is a student who worked on a publication in cancer-related field. And this is one of the excellent example that even the beginners can get started in the field and complete a good quality research project. So this is Andre. He completed the training in transcriptomics. He is a high school student at the time of enrolling in the research program. He completed the training in transcriptomics. He completed a project in Alzheimer's disease and went on to present it at Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair. And he won the Potemkin Prize for it. And right now he is enrolled in the Harvard University and completing a chemical biology undergraduate degree. And students from B.Tech and M.Tech from Amity University who worked on research projects that they went on to present at IIT conference. And it is a great way to showcase your projects on social media handles, as it gets a lot of views, and also increase your network with potential recruiters and your peers, of course. And students, once again, they also complete the research project so that they can showcase it on your resume. So these were some of the students who had planned to complete a project before they can apply for their master's degree or for the PhD program. So as you can see, one of the students who wanted to enroll in the marine biology degree, she had completed a project on on radiation on the gut microbiome. And the student Dhruv, he went on to complete a project on carcinoma, as he was interested in precision medicine. And so Now, as I mentioned, space, omics, astrobiology is also one of the popular field amongst the participants. And Dilara Daikin was one of the students, as well as Subhrajit. They are also very active on social media, talking about their interest. And this is a very good example that apart from students and researchers, faculties have also collaborated, enrolled in the program and collaborated to work on research publications as a university collaboration. And now if you're someone with a knack for business and science, we also conduct hackathons where you can present your project and complete a minimum viable project. You can present your minimum viable project in front of the team. And this is a team of industrial researchers who completed the Metagenomics training and who went on to develop a research project in improving fertility of women in Nigeria. So it was not just a team of industrial researchers. Students have also went on to pursue the entrepreneurship and business innovation track, where they develop a early detection kit for Alzheimer's disease. Now, a lot of these students, their achievements we frequently share it on our LinkedIn group so that we are able to showcase their work, and a lot of the potential recruiters, they can also come across a lot of these. We'll also share the link to this LinkedIn group. Anyone can join this group and you can take a look at the various updates that are going on. We also frequently share about the job openings that are there in the bioinformatics field and in the data science field. So if you're interested to explore such opportunities, feel free to join our group. We'll share the link in the chat box. All right. So that's all that I wanted to cover in my part. Okay, thank you so much, Safa. It is very interesting to take a look at these student projects. Now, let me quickly stop sharing and show you where you can see a lot of these projects, right? It is available on the OmicsLogic Learn platform itself. Many of you might be familiar, but for those of you, let me quickly share. Okay. So the projects, once you complete the project as a part of your research program, it will be published on the website. And for example, let's take the example of, let's say, one of the most, let's take the example of Ritvi's project itself, since she had completed it as a part of the publication, so that you can also take a look at how she has completed it. Just a second. Okay, I can see there are, okay, our team member has shared a link to the WhatsApp group. You feel free to explore the group as well. We do routinely post about a lot of the programs and the opportunities that are available. Okay, so this is just one of the example that I want to show you what it looks like, right? So this URL, once you complete the project and it is published on the website, the link is accessible by anyone. So this is where you can showcase it on your resume, you can share it with your potential recruiters and tell about the work that you have done. So it is followed by a short presentation of the work, all right? And it follows almost the publication format itself, such as the abstract, introduction, methodology that you have adopted, and then you have the results that you have got, various discussions, and then references and so on, right? So, and the data set are also uploaded on the platform itself, so you can take a look at it. And there are several other exciting and interesting projects that are there that I could not cover in my slides due to time limitation, of course. But feel free to go through these at your own pace itself, explore it, and you can have a look at it. I'm sharing the link to the project section here in the chat box so that participants can take a look at it. All right. So now I hope I was able to give an introduction to the program. What is the roadmap or the timeline that it looks like? What are the resources you get support to? Now we also have several available projects that you can join to work alongside the mentor. So today we also have with us Ritika, who is one of the mentors in the research program, and she will be able to guide you through some of the projects that are ongoing. And if you're interested to join any of these research projects, please feel free to reach out to us. But to explain more about what these projects are, and I would like to pass on the stage to the mentor so that she can guide you through it. So over to you, Ritika.
Thank you, Shubhangana. I'll share my screen. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. So for a quick introduction, my name is Ritika Patel, and I'm a research mentor at the OmicsLogic, and my expertise in the area of transcriptomics, genomics, single cell analysis, and the metagenomics. So now I will take you through some projects which are available as a part of a research program with us. And you can work on these projects along with me or the other mentors that you are interested according to your interest. So let's start. So we have few projects which talk about precision oncology and metabolic disorders. For precision oncology, we have different design like genomic alteration in tumor progression, role of epigenetics in cancer, therapeutic resistance, molecular pathways in metastasis, and we have oncogenomics and precision treatment strategies. For metabolic disorders, we have example topics such as biomarkers for obesity and related disorders to assess the drug efficacy and safety. Then gut microbial communities along with the model associated metabolic pathways. Now, if we move further, so we have different omics technologies at the OmicsLogic. We have big data bioinformatics, we have genomics, transcriptomics, metabolomics, epigenomics, metagenomics. We have chemoinformatics and single cell RNA-seq analysis. So these are the different fields where the projects are available, and you can work with us on basis of your interest. Now we'll move to some available projects. We have a project which is about the small cell lung cancer here. We have to identify the gene expression dynamics in the lung cancer subtypes, and we have to perform the differential gene analysis, and we have to understand about the EGFR signaling and resistant mechanism. Now, for the colorectal cancer, we have a project where you can work out that which genes are differentially expressed between early stage and late stage colorectal cancer and how they might contribute to the tumor progression. Now, we have some projects available for the reproductive cancers, where we have to perform the meta-analysis of the reproductive cancers such as ovarian, uterine, fallopian tube cancer, and vaginal cancer. And here you can understand about that how the reproductive factors, they influence the risk of developing these reproductive cancers. And you can also understand the association between the fertility treatments and the cancer incidence. Now moving to the pancreatic cancer. So we have a project available which talks about the pancreatic cancer molecular drivers. Here we can see that how genes, they are consistently upregulated in the pancreatic cancer compared to the normal pancreatic tissues, and what role do they have in the tumorigenesis. Now, you can also learn about that how does the expression of genes involved in the cross signaling pathways, they change during the progression from pancreatic intraepithelial neoplasis to invasive cancer. Now, moving to the glioblastoma, we have a project where we have to perform the differential gene expression analysis between the primary and the recurrent glioblastoma tumor. And we have to understand that how might they contribute to the treatment resistance, and how can a specific gene expression pattern, which is linked to the patient survival outcomes, is there, and how might they help us for the prognostic models. Similarly, we have a project for the breast cancer, where you can understand about the genes that are differentially expressed between the triple negative breast cancer and the hormone receptor positive subtypes, and we can get insight that how they provide into the aggressive nature of the triple negative disease. And we can also look into some pathways like 𝒑𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏𝒔 pathway, which are different across the different cancer subtypes, and we can understand about the therapeutic targets also. Now we have a project for hepatobiliary carcinoma, where you can understand about the expression of the genes which are involved in the hepatic cell activation, which correlates with the fibrosis severity in the hepatocellular carcinoma. And we have other projects also available, like we have a project which deals with that what is the impact of the circadian rhythm disruption in the PCOS patients. And we have the identification of phytochemicals for the cirrhosis specific gene targets. So for these projects, the analysis have been already done. So for the interested students who enroll with us for these projects, they have to reproduce the results, and they will be taught about the interpretation, that how this analysis was conducted, and they can work on these projects also. Now we have several other projects which will be taken by the mentors from IIT Mumbai and Swasthom, and they will be dealing with the projects, like we have a project related to development of the consolidated metabolomic biological landscape to show the type 2 diabetes map. Then we have the other project, biomarker mining and the development of the metabolomic biologic landscape to showcase the glastrosemia map. And then we have a project which talks about the biotinase deficiency. These are the different projects that you can work if you're interested in the field of metabolomics.
And applications are now open for January cohort. So as you all are webinar attendees, we are offering special student scholarship. To avail that scholarship, we will be sharing a Google form with you. For those who don't have filled the form already, they can fill the form, enter the relevant details like their email, their name, phone number, so our team can reach out. Here in this form, there will be a section to upload your CV as well towards the end. As you can see on my screen, here students or the researchers, they can upload their CV. Once that is recorded, our team will get in touch with you to discuss further, and you can get started with your research journey. Now, I would like to walk you through some of the important dates and deadlines. So first deadline is of 27th of December. That is to avail scholarship that are available on our research program. So till 27th of December, you need to fill the form, decide your research topic, and get in touch with our team and start your research journey. Then the first date that is important for you is first week of January, where there will be commencement of training. There will be flexible training options available for students, that is 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months. Participants can start with beginner, intermediate, and advanced level of training period. Along with flexible training options, we have flexible research options as well. That is 60 days, 90 days, and 180 days. It can be customized under desired requirement of students. And then for more information and queries, you can reach out to following numbers. These are the numbers that are displayed on your screen. First is my number. You can reach out to us on WhatsApp. Then we have our sales associate Rajni. You can reach out to her. Then our business development intern Rajni, you can reach out to him as well. All these numbers you can connect. And we are also available on email. You can write us at communication@omicslogic.com if you have special project requirement. I'm pausing my screen on this number so that you can note down on these contacts or connect with us on email. If you have any queries, please write us to communication@omicslogic.com. Once you have decided your research project, we can get you started from the first week of January. Now I'm opening stage for you all to ask your queries if you have any.